What's good, YouTube? I'm here with
Avery Foster.
And what do you just do?
I scrubbed out in top 16 at ARG Atlanta.
And what deck were you using?
The only deck that was good for the event, Pure Zoo.
Alright, let's get into it.
Alright, so I played two of this guy, until the night before Deuce convinced me to, I had 3 of this, and then Deuce and Cam convinced me to go down to 2, and then by the end of the event, Deuce was saying, yeah, we probably should have played 3. Weird. 2 Rapier, 3 Whiptail. The only situation I was running into that was bad with these is I would draw games where I just don't draw zoo cards, or I would only draw a Tenki or only a Barrage, which just isn't as good because there's the issue of their 6 of hand traps just being an entire out to you playing the game. So playing more zoo monsters is definitely better. So a 3rd Thoroughblade should have been in there because even if you draw the occasional cluttered hand where you draw several monsters, you can win those games where you draw several monsters, but it's a lot harder to win games whenever you draw 0 monsters. Deuce convinced me to play Kaijus, and these cards were terrible. I actually played against 2 pure True Draco and True Draco Zoo, and I still wish I didn't play these. That deck is actually just terrible. You play Terraforming Diagram and bad Draco cards, and it's literally just Fire King Island and chickens, but for any of the chickens to do anything, you have to see other chickens prior, and your diagram has to resolve for that to even work in the first place. As opposed to, in Fire Kings, you can normal summon the chicken as part of your combos, so that's just even better.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I don't have to tribute a monster to summon my level 3 vanilla. Alright, 3 Ash. This is actually my least favorite card in the deck. Deuce made me respect other cards. Yeah, man, Draco cards are gonna be everywhere. That deck is terrible. So they were good in my top 16 match, even though I just got yammed. But this card is actually just awful against Pure Zoo to me, because it can stop the Barrage for a turn, which sometimes you need to do. So going second, it's in my deck a lot of the time, but going first, this always gets sided out because the cards that this hits are also the cards that you have cards sided in for, like Anti-Spell, Order, and things like that. And it's just a really easy side out because there's no good card in Pure Zoo to hit with this, because hitting Tenki is really max. If they have any other monster, then you just get punished. So that's only good in the mid to late game, and hitting Barrage is bad because they still end up with a monster. And hitting Combo, it's probably Combo and Emerald the best 2 things to hit, but they don't actually lose any advantage off of doing that, so it's just really okay. 3 of the good one, 1 of this good one. That's it for the monsters. 1 Raigeki, 3 of the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Deuce wasn't playing this because he's terrible. Cam was playing 2 of this because for some reason he thinks that drawing 2 isn't that good. I desired into desires or drew multiple desires, I want to say 8 times over the course of the turnout, an unrealistic amount, but drawing 2 of this actually isn't even that terrible because I'm playing a Zoodiac deck. It's a lot of the monsters get out of deck in the first place in the first couple turns, and you can send combo. Resolve desires, end up with some insanely small number of cards in deck, but once you get 4 cards extra into your deck, you're just too far ahead to actually lose the game, because even though the Zoo Mirror is a grind, just having the extra card the My Body or the Board Wipe or the extra trap is just a lot better than lasting another turn in the grind. So this was just insane. I resolved 2 a lot. 1 Dimensional Barrier. 3 My Body as a shield. This card's really weird because it's better than Chalice, but at the same time it loses to itself, but Chalice doesn't lose to itself. I chose against maining Chalice, but I think that was probably wrong for the event. I don't know, I probably should have tried to find room for both, because I was playing both leading into it, but I eventually cut Chalice. But just the fact that My Body is an out to My Body is the reason why I feel I should be playing Chalice in addition, just because, yeah. 3 Tenki, 3 Barrage, 3 Cosmic Cyclone. This was really good. Potentially could have been 2. Probably should have been 2. I could have played another real card over it. I played 1 Zoo combo, 3 strikes. Thought about these being barriers, and they were for a little while, but changing back to strikes just because this hits hand traps, which is like a huge factor, because in mid to late game you keep running into the scenario where like you're making bull, trident, whatever you need to, and like you play around ogre, but you still want to always be able to end on a trident. So mid to late game they'll ogre your broad bull effect, that way you don't end on a trident for the turn, you'll only end on the ram that you summoned off the Chalk-and-Eye to play around ogre. So this card's really good at just like not letting that happen. In theory barrier does a similar thing, but another thing, like this helps run them out of resources a lot easier. So like if you're in a mid to late game scenario with zoos, if you barrier, a lot of the times if they have their own barrier or they have real traps, you can end up in a situation where they still have board presence versus this actually deals with the problem. But yeah, barrier is still insane. I feel like I definitely should have mained some number of copies of the card because it actually just got sided in going first or second against everything. So onto the side.
What about combo?
So Zoodiac combo. I wasn't playing this card until like the night before the event. The card's insane, but like I never wanted to use rat effect ever unless I get ghost ogred, or because I was scared of getting ghost ogred. And the only times I ever wanted to use it was if I had my body or barrage. But if I had my body, I figured, all right, I'm going to be sending Ram. That way I can go for the Trident Emerald play, and if they don't have the ogre and I don't have to use the my body, then I have my body, Trident Emerald, and like it's hard for them to kill the Emerald, so I go another +1 off that. But no, like this card is just really good. Like it started coming up mid to late game scenarios. Even if you banish like a rat off desires, sending one combo is still really good in the resource game, especially because I run 3 desires. So like resources aren't always all there. For the side, I played 2 Dark Hole, just going second. 3 of this card. I realized partway through the weekend that I was side decking 12 side deck cards because this card just, every time I tried this, it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. That might have just been user error, but I kept siding this in and it just was really iffy. Cherries might be better, but Cherries has problems in itself. Check out Deuce Myatt's profile. He talked about it and I don't really want to. 2 Chalice. Just basically went in against everything going first or second. I didn't want to side in going first, but because of this card, I felt like I had to. I side deck 3 Barrier. This should have been in the main. I played 1 Warning just because I wanted to have the additional go first card because I wanted at least half of my games to be just ignorant. And speaking of ignorance, I played 3 Anti-Spell and 1 Order because I like seeing these cards. Just consistent outs to everything. It's really good. For extra deck, I played 1 Borbo, 1 Hammer Kong.
I feel like we might have seen this before. But keep going.
All right, here we go. Yeah, weird.
Looks weird.
All right, continue with the 1-ofs. 1 and 1 in each of these. You don't play 2 of this card because if you do, yeah, me too. No, this card is actually like you go into it in the turn 1 sometimes. But like a lot of the time you don't even do that, and then like you just never have 2 level 4s on board again, and if you do, usually it's to simplify the game state before you actually make a zoo push. So like that's where Tornado will happen most of the time. So like just making more than 1 of these just seems bad. Like it just doesn't happen because whenever you're doing that, a lot of times you're sacrificing both board presence and the ability to make more zoo exceeds. Because for zoo exceeds, I played 3 of this, 1, 2, 3 of this one. There was never a time where I wanted to have a zoo monster not be like a +2 plus a trap. So like having multiple of these is insane. On multiple times during the weekend, I summoned every single monster in my extra deck, and it was just insane. I played 3 Trident because you have to, and 2 Tiger Mortar. That's the deck.
Yeah, a lot of the time when I saw people lose, it's because they weren't careful with their resources, and then they would run out of Tridents or Broad Bulls.
Yeah, and so this is kind of an out to that. So instead of like trying to be careful with your resources, you can actually just yam them out, which is really nice because like a lot of times it's just not right to like not commit an extra zoo monster, but this makes it to where you can afford to sometimes put the extra material under Trident in case it lives. That way you can pop during your turn and opponent's turn and then potentially your turn, or just different scenarios like that.
Alright, and any shout outs?
Alright, so shout outs to DJ, Cam, Deuce, Zavala, all the guys I rode with. Deuce, main theory partner. Cam, I think the only person in the room, besides the fact that he played 2 Desires, whose deck was like better than mine because he had Chalice and Barrier in it. Shout outs to Anthony because like this entire deck is his because dice mean I don't have anything anymore.
Oh no.
I think it's shout outs to Team Shenanigans and our sponsor Dragon Shield. Durability, quality, that new edge feel. Dragon Shield. Like it's so great because like 60 card decks aren't good anymore, but it feels like you're playing a 60 card deck all of the time, even if you're playing a 40 card deck. Like it's so amazing. I think that's about it.
Oh my god.
A shout outs to Leverett, PPG, all those guys. Like chilling with y'all was really fun. It's been great meeting all of y'all.
All right, thank you, man.
All right, thank you.